Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. Today we're working on midnight. We got you guys set up in the bug eye to kind of see what's going on. And we're working on putting the cleats on the side of the bed. Now this truck had originally, before I bought it, somebody had originally put cleats on the side of the bed. And they were not, these are factory style cleats that would have come on Fords from, basically the Dentsides clear through up into 96. This was the optional one. I want to say 73, which was the beginning of the Dentsides, is when these, the part number is at least on these. This truck, somebody went to the hardware store, come up with some kind of hook, screwed them in here, tied something down, pulled them out of the bed, moved up a little bit higher and drilled 2 more holes. So I have to be somewhat selective, more than most people, as to where I'm putting these. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even have put them on the truck had there not been holes here. But seeing I'm not going to paint this truck and try to save the original paint, we're going to try to mount these over top of the holes and hide them. So what we've started out doing, you want to have these all in a line. There's 3 goes down the side, and optionally you can put them on the tailgate. For my purposes, I'm only doing the side because there were no holes in the tailgate. And what I've done is I've got a magnet off an old cell phone antenna and a piece of string, stuck it on here, did the exact same thing around the back of the truck, and I have my string line right down through the middle of the holes that they made in all the brackets. There's holes here, there's holes back here. That way I could figure out where I was going to put my holes. Now, to do that, this is one of the backing plates that goes behind your hook, just like this. Kind of protect the paint and keep things looking how they're supposed to be. So what I'm doing, taking the hook, setting it aside, using this plastic piece, centering it because it has the little hoop up here at the top, over my holes. Once I get that centered out, grab you a marker, and on each side of the line, above and below it, put me a mark and a mark, and a mark and a mark. I've already done this, and I heard my marker hit the ground somewhere, so it's gone. And then you can, after you do that in all 3 places, you can lift up your string and you'll see where the missing mark is. And that's where you put your line this way and that way to mark all of your holes. Now I've done that on each one of these. Oh, there's my marker. Yeah, marked above, below, slid the rope up, drew a line. I know where all my holes gotta go. And I use some of this blue painter's tape because it won't stick real hard and pull the old paint off whenever I peel this off of here. That is an important part. You don't want to use something really aggressive if you're trying to save the paint, because you might just peel it right off with it. So I've got my marks. We're going to take this off. We don't need it now. Done with our string. Put it inside. Gather up all your magnets, because you don't want to leave one hanging on there and drive away, because it might down the side and tear the paint up. That'd just be sad. Alrighty, get my drill set up and we'll be back. Alright, so what I'm going to be, how I'm going to be mounting mine is, you got your piece. I went to the hardware store, got these stainless taper headed bolts. Stick them through there. This guy goes through there, and then I'm going to be using these rivet nuts, whatever you want to call them. You drill a hole the size of this. We're going to step up to that, and then you use this tool, screw it onto the tool, open it up, screw that in, stick it in the hole, and give it a squeeze, and that compresses and makes this nut a part of the body panel. So therefore, because there's no way to get in behind here to hold a nut. So this compresses, turns into a rivet basically, and you can just screw right into the side. So to get to there, and you want to make sure whatever you're using, if you're using these, that you find drill bit the exact size. You don't want to go a whole lot bigger because that makes these less useful. They have nothing to grab into. So, grab our drill. These are a pretty sharp barrel, so another thing you can do is get a punch and punch you a starting spot so that your drill bit starts exactly where you want it to. We're going to go without, because these are a very good sharp drill bit. And just start real slow, get us a hole, and there's one hole. And then move over here, find our center. Drill our second hole. Now something else you can double check, which I don't believe there is, make sure there's no structure in behind. Like if you drilled over here, you would run into something else. So make sure if you're doing this from the get-go that there's nothing in behind where you're drilling into that these are going to run into. Which ordinarily on the sides of these trucks, that area is pretty open. All right, we'll step it up to the next one. Set that down inside before I lose it. Second hole. Alrighty, now we got those opened up. I have a reamer tool. These are handy. Got this one from a friend. Thank you. Take this guy around here, get rid of any burrs. Okay, at this point you can be brave and slowly peel the paint or the tape off. Alright, no harm, no foul. Like everybody knows a pickup. What do? Find garbage in the back. Now you can see the holes I made, and these are the holes the last guy made for his dealie. So now, we'll get us one of these rivets. They call these by all kinds of different names. I always call them rivet nuts, but there's another name for them. Open this up, screw that guy on, find your hole, work it down into the hole. Once you're in, you want to keep this fairly straight to the body. Give it a squeeze, screw in a little bit more. And you can get these tools at Harbor Freight, Eastwood, eBay. There's lots of places. Summit Racing probably has them. Very handy if you're going to be doing a lot of this kind of stuff. And there we go. We got us a threaded hole. Now just one more. Squeeze. A little bit. You kind of got to go by feel as to how far, because different thicknesses of metal, you don't have to squeeze this the whole way, just till it starts getting tight. Okay, screw that back out of there. Now we've got two holes. We'll get one of our pieces that we want to mount. We've got the plastic in behind or rubber, depending on I believe the original ones were plastic. The new reproductions seem to be a rubber. Or the old ones are just so hard of a plastic. Or so hard of a rubber that they feel like they're plastic now. Get our other bolt. Line her up. Drop the screw. Grab the second screw. Insert it into the hole. Grab the screw we dropped. Start it in there. Now I gotta grab a screwdriver. Alright. Start that one in. Start the second one in. You want to start them both before you tighten one, because if the holes aren't exactly straight, things won't line up like you want them to. And pull it snug, then do the same thing up here. Making sure this gasket piece is staying where it's supposed to and not flopping around, being in a bad place. Snug it down. Don't want to go too much because you just bend things, but there we go. One hook installed. I don't know that I'd say professionally installed, but hey, we got her on there. So that's how you do these. I'll continue the process on down the side. I've already done the other side a couple weeks ago, but I figured I'd show you guys how this goes on this side. If this helped you, like, subscribe, really helps the channel. Thanks for watching, to all my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. And we'll try to bring you some more truck content. We also have some Jeep content. We've got some bug eye stuff coming up. Just using it as a camera stand today. And we got the MG. Oh, we got several things that are on the channel. Go-kart. Basically, if it's got a motor, it'll show up here eventually. Alright, we'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.